Welcome to another episode of Project Lemons to Lemonade. Our next guest is a money manager and former internet entrepreneur of not one, but three different ventures. He's been writing client investment communication for over 20 years, and he's an avid runner and cyclist and has been involved in the Cancervive Foundation for also over 10 years. And in one of his fundraisers, he actually cycled from Calgary all the way to Austin, Texas. Please welcome Anil Tahiliani from Matco Financial. Hi, Anil.
Hi,
Welcome.
Daphne. Great to be here. Thank you for that warm introduction.
Thank you. And I think you cycled to Austin several times, not just once, right?
Yeah, it's been a couple times. That was a few years ago now, but it was a fun trip.
It sounds like an amazing and just a very scenic trip it would be, right?
Correct. Yes, it was.
Tell me a little bit about your internet adventures, your internet entrepreneurial adventures. They sound really interesting, and we're in a time of pivoting right now. And you had to do a lot of that during that time.
Right. This was in the early days of the internet, back in the late 90s, when I was living in Phoenix, Arizona. We had set up three separate internet companies at that time. One was a nationwide internet service provider. The other one, we were selling online personal shopping malls in the early days. And the third one was we were flipping domain names. It was a crazy time. As you remember back then, it was like the Wild Wild West. Everyone was trying every idea to go public and to make a killing in the market. But it was a great adventure. You know, like any entrepreneur back then, we were working 18 to 20 hours a day and just trying new ideas and hoping something would work out.
Yeah, as we are now during COVID, we're all trying different things, new ideas to see, how we're going to come out of this. And then you also, one of the things we talked about is your communication, your newsletter. I'm lucky enough to receive your newsletter, and I just love that you boil everything down to something really simple.
Well, thanks, Daphne. I'm kind of a bottom line guy, so I try to write clear and concise because I know people's time is very valuable. And given that we're overloaded with so many messages, whether it's by email or TV or computers, I try to keep things simple when I'm writing and try to take the most sophisticated ideas or thoughts and boil it down to something simple that the unsophisticated investor, whether you're an 83-year-old grandmother to the most sophisticated investor, can understand and get across easily. And I see it more as your time is valuable. Thank you for reading my stuff. I hope I'm able to add some value to your day.
Speaking of investments, in other recessions, because right now our stocks are up, and in other recessions they have done like the little double dip. What do you think is going to happen in your experience? What should we be looking forward to?
Right. Well, I think that's kind of the $64 million question. It's almost like the alphabet recovery. People are saying, is this going to be a V recovery, a U recovery, an L recovery, or a double recovery? To be honest, no one really knows. I remember going through this in 809. We had everyone was speculating on the type of recovery. We think, we know the economy will recover. The question is, when will it recover? Now, in the last 2.5, 3 weeks, we've had the markets are up 25 to 30%. I think that was almost like a relief rally, meaning that things are not going to get worse and the market has absorbed a lot of bad news. But it wouldn't be surprised in the short term. The market pulls back anywhere from 5 to 10% because we know the economic data coming out over the next couple of months is going to be jaw dropping. The numbers are going to be huge in terms of how much economies have contracted. Unemployment's still going to go up. So this is going to be probably the deepest recession since the Great Depression. And just the numbers, I think, are just going to shock some people. But I think this is a long-term buying opportunity. If you're an investor looking out the next 3 to 5 years, this is an opportunity to buy high-quality companies that are trading at a discount. So I think if you've got a long-term view, this is still a good buying opportunity. But the short term, we know there's still going to be a lot of volatility in the markets.
What do you think small business could be doing right now during a time when we have to work from in the home? A lot of stores are closed. What's some advice that you can give?
Sure. Being a small business ourselves, I'll tell you what we're basically doing and what I'd recommend, whether your business is open or closed, is first of all, building out your customer database. Now, if you don't have a database of customers, this is a time to change your website to ask people for their email addresses. Go on social media, be active to build out your brand and your story. Even if you are closed, tell people what's going on in your business, what's going on in your personal life, so you can help build a brand around your business and a personal story. Because I think that's going to resonate with a lot of people. Continue to look at online and offline advertising, because I think it's important during this time to still remain top of mind for your clients. Even though if you're not open, you want to keep that consistency for the next few months, because we don't know when the economy is going to open. But it's important to keep in front of your clients. Also, look at putting together a newsletter, whether you're sending out something every 2 weeks just to keep them up to date, provide some valuable information, whether it's about your business or something that they could take in their own lives and do in terms of an activity. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think it's important just to remain top of mind with your clients.
And to provide value. So yeah, some of the research shows that for every email that you have on your list, it's worth about $1, that you should be able to get about $1 out of it. And you might not be making sales right now if you don't have something that's it's two dimensional that you can send over the internet or ship, but it's for building the future. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs they don't know what to say, so they're scared to press that send button because they're going, I'm going to get a ton of unsubscribes. But one of the things is you actually want those unsubscribes. If you are sending something valuable, you only want the people who are going to interact and engage with you. So that's really important. And like you said before, it's about opening the doors to your business. Pulling back I call it the Wizard of Oz curtain. Coming out and being now a human instead of a business or a storefront. And I'm seeing quite a few CEOs come out from behind the shadows, like CEOs that haven't been in the limelight before, but now is the time to do it. And you kind of have no option, because if this keeps going on and your business isn't visible, you won't be the leader, or you won't be the one where people are shopping or remembering after everything everybody gets out of this.
Right. And I think the biggest thing you can ask your clients at this time is, what can you do to improve your business? Just getting valuable feedback from your clients, whether you're running a restaurant or a cafe or a print shop, getting feedback. And I think today, given what's going on, people want to honestly provide feedback and help businesses. And I think when we get through this, there's going to be a big groundswell or grassroots movement to help local independent businesses get back on their feet.
Yeah, definitely supporting local. And I love that idea of asking, hey, this is a time to give us some feedback so that we can work on this and be an even better company for you. Yeah. So I think for people who haven't built an email list in the past, like you said, some of the things are to add something really prominent and big on your website if your clients are coming to visit. And then probably running some ads and just saying, hey, you've supported us in the past. We would love to keep communicating with you, and even outlining what you're going to be communicating, because people will listen. They just want to know, what it is that they're going to hear, right?
So we're basically writing a weekly newsletter, typically one page, to kind of keep our clients up to date on the markets and what we're thinking. We've also just engaged in an online and offline advertising campaign for the next 2 weeks, the first time we've tried this. And third, we just taped our first ever podcast to put on our website, and we're probably going to do more of that. I think given that more people are working from home or staying home, they're spending more time on their computers, more time watching TV. So I think you almost have a captive audience to a certain degree compared to when people are working. They don't typically have time to look at their emails. So people who are still working from home today are taking more breaks in terms of reading personal or business emails, and are more open to communication that I think compared to when they're in an office setting and they're too busy with face-to-face meetings. Mm-hmm. Given that we're all working virtually, I think we just are more open to hearing more messages and more stories of what's going on there, and especially in our local Calgary economy.
Exactly. And we don't have that long commute anymore. So there's a little more time for watching videos or listening to podcasts. And so instead of binging on Netflix, they could be educating themselves by listening to the Matco Financial podcast, right?
Right.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Anil.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.